Hey guys, what's up? Kulprit here, and today I just want to bring you a quick little reaction to the patch. Obviously, I haven't played Armored Kill at all, so we're not going to be discussing that, but we will be talking about kind of mostly the weapon balancing that came along with the Armored Kill DLC. I managed to play a couple hours today. I'm going to try to keep this video real short because it's just first reactions. I don't want you to have to invest a lot of time because I'll probably be correcting myself over the next week or two. Here I'm bringing you some M16 footage. I know, you're sick of seeing it, but I just wanted to show you that the feared nerf of the M16, I don't see it. Still felt very comfortable in my hands. You guys know that M16 is my baby. I had no problem. Maybe it's a little changed, a little tweaked, sure, but still, I'm not gonna say right now as my go-to because I think there could possibly be weapons that are more fitting than it now with some of the stats I saw on paper, but it's still in my go-to category. I don't see me putting this into the closet at all. So whatever they did was pretty minor in my opinion. And now granted, I didn't play with the heavy barrel, and I've heard that's where a lot of the recoil is. I don't always play it with the heavy barrel anyway. I like the run and gun a little more. I like to hip fire, so the heavy barrel sometimes puts me off. It kind of depends on situations. Actually, usually in Caspian, the footage you're seeing here, I will run heavy barrel. But I wasn't this time. I was just using flash suppressor. Not really sure why. I think that was just what was on it, so that's what I ran with. Other weapons, AEK, it's hard for me to talk about. I don't really use the AEK that much. It just doesn't fit with me. I guess I have a hard time controlling it. I'm not sure. I can use it. It just doesn't feel right to me. I'm sure if I sat down and just put my head down and said I want to learn this, I'd be fine. I just haven't gotten to that point yet. It doesn't seem, I know they reduced reload time. I didn't notice a big difference. Slight tweaks, but any buff to that weapon is gonna make that weapon even more powerful. Which, I think everybody put that as the number 2 behind the M16 for the most part. Especially if you watch competitive, it was pretty much M16 or the AEK. Beyond that, the 416, it's so funny because in one of these patch review videos, I kind of crashed on the 416 a little bit, just saying it was too vanilla, didn't see anything it was really good at, all these things. And the truth be told, I've kind of had a little bit of a fling with the M416 the last, say, month or two. I've just, kind of gotten away from the M16, but I couldn't get too far away, so I went to the 416, and it's very much in the M16 ilk. It's kind of well-rounded, good at everything, not fantastic at anything. It wasn't as good as the M16, it just wasn't. But the slower fire rate sometimes it fit me better. It made me play a little better, so I kind of liked it. It's apparently seen a lot of buffs. I played it a little bit. I didn't play it a lot because I kind of just see that one as the obvious choice to go to. So I didn't want to just jump in and play with the 416 the whole time. So I'm kind of putting that one off. But I liked what I saw. I liked it beforehand. So again, any buffs you put on that, I'm all for. I think it's more in range on paper where it should be with that, that kind of medium fire rate is now balanced with a little less recoil. It's generally going to be a more accurate weapon, which I think is more fitting. The other end of the spectrum, I've heard a lot of fuss about the UMP. People saying it's OP, people saying it's beta-like. And to you guys that didn't play the beta, I should say, the UMP was disgusting. It was like a 3-shot kill. I don't remember what the bug was. I think it was, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was ridiculous. Once you unlock the UMP, that was it. That's all you ran. And it was crazy. It's not like beta-like at all. And honestly, I still didn't really like it. I ran it for about 1 TDM a match. I didn't like what I saw. It's just, it's an up-close weapon that has a really slow fire rate. So it's just hard for me, I think, to wrap my head around it. I'm gonna test it more because they did beef the damage, which I do like. I just, maybe I was running the wrong attachments. I was probably looking for the wrong type of engagements. It was probably more user error than anything. But I don't see, nothing's jumping off at me saying OP or this thing's way too far yet. Again, but that seems to be the one I'm hearing the most shouting about on Twitter and things like that. But I don't know that I see that yet. One little surprise one that I found, the MP5, I just kind of threw that on. I'm really liking that. They upped the damage on it. It just feels nice, and I'm able to do a lot more work. I really like that weapon because it's kind of almost like a bullpuppy thing where it seems like you can strafe and move a lot quicker. So when I'm feeling like running and gunning and jumping around and doing silly things and just rushing, that's gonna be one of the weapons I use. Really, I used it on, gosh, I can't remember, canals, I think, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's just sometimes it's fun to know there's 3 guys around that corner and say, screw it. I'm running around this corner. There you go, Nova. How's that taste? Only kidding. No, Nova got me very, like, 30 seconds later. He respawned and killed me. But I like to heckle Nova a little bit. Yeah, literally, I like to just run around a corner basically and just say, I know I'm gonna die here, but let's see how many I can take with me. And sometimes that's fun for me to play. And MP5, here you go. Here's a little action. I don't know exactly what it is that to me is working. But it just feels good. And I mean, sometimes that's what it comes down to for me. I could look at the stats on Simthic and on paper, quote unquote, all day long. But to me, I find the more I play, the more it is about feel. It's more a combination of everything. Obviously I look at guns with certain fire rates, certain first shot recoils, things like this. But usually in the game, I gravitate to the guns that just feel right. And it has to fit your play style. And right now, the MP5 is moving in there, whereas the UMP, who I thought at early reviews, early comments I'm hearing, I was excited to go try it. It didn't have that feel, not like this. And I mean, you see here, I'm very rusty with the MP5, where I'm actually aiming down sight a lot, which I really shouldn't be doing. But I had good success with it, so that was pretty pleasing. Other than that, I used like the Scar L. Seemed like it got a reload bonus, but it seemed very, very similar. I know they said the heavy barrel for that one got nerfed. I don't mind a heavy barrel nerf. I feel like less long distance accuracy would speed up the game a little bit. People wouldn't be as fearful of moving in general. But that brings me to another thing. I noticed in these games, I'm seeing a ton of snipers. And I mean, I don't know, and I feel like I'm getting killed really quickly from distance. And I don't know if that's something to do with the patch, or as the player base, as a tendency, anything new comes out, people just play a little slower, they play a little setback, and they tend to be a little more campy, a little more snipey. I'm not really sure, to be honest. So those are just some of my first reaction, guys. I'm really making this video to hear yours. I really want to hear what you think, what weapons you're liking, what new attachments you might like on a weapon that nobody's really thinking about. So please post in the comments. Maybe give me a top 3 new favorite. It doesn't have to be overall, but like, what guns are pleasing you, what guns are not pleasing you any longer. I'm really curious to see. Get me up to speed fully. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon.